right off the bat, when I first heard about this story, I said, not surprising. But then I looked at this guy's picture and I said, he looks exactly like Oswald Cobblepott. Anyone who follows me on Twitter and has saw my tweet know exactly what I'm talking about. But y'all cannot look at this picture and not tell me, or tell yourselves for that matter, that this guy does not look like Penguin from Batman. And ironically, I just saw the Batman. And if you have not done so already, make sure you go and check out my review for that movie. But in this picture, you see a man by the name of Stephen M. Pontz. He's 65 years old, and he was on trial for child pornography charges. And he actually pled guilty. From now on, whenever someone pleads guilty to something like this, expect that they're going to get some kind of a plea deal behind this. But this guy got one of the ultimate plea deals behind this, because he actually had pled not guilty originally, and then he switched it to guilty, which means a guilty plea, or a plea deal, I should say, actually came down in his favor. But it doesn't look to me like nothing is really going to happen to this guy. But I'm going to go ahead and read the article and we'll get some more information. It was posted March 3rd, 2022 on recorder.com. A former Warwick Select Board chair was sentenced to 5 years of probation after pleading guilty to 6 felony child pornography charges in Franklin County Superior Court on Thursday. Meanwhile, you have black men in jail who get put in jail for 6 ounces or less of weed, and they're getting the charge or the time in jail that he should have got. Stephen M. Pontz, age 65, was arraigned before Judge Francis Flannery and pled not guilty as a formality before changing his plea and being sentenced, if you want to call that a sentence. He pled guilty to 2 counts of possession of child pornography and 4 counts of dissemination of visual material of a child in a state of nudity or sexual conduct. The 5 years of probation was jointly recommended by Pontz's attorney Jonah Goldsmith and Assistant District Attorney Ann Urinuck with the Northwestern District Attorney's Office. The attorneys came to their recommendation based on Pontz's lack of a criminal record and his deteriorating physical health, which includes a respiratory illness. Pontz arrived at court with a walker. So what? None of that mattered when he was engaging in the filthy activity that he was engaging in. So why should it matter now? I don't care if that man is walking around or hopping around on one leg. He should have still been found guilty. Well, they did find him guilty, but the probation thing, that no. He should have gotten way, way more than that. Keep in mind, these are felony counts. Why even have, why even have laws on the book nowadays? Why even bother? If this is what they're going to do, if this is what they're going to parade out there, we might as well go to enter into a lawless nation, because that's exactly what it feels like now. But the thing is, it would have to be across the board for everyone, and they're not about to do that. Before accepting the recommendation, Flannery told Pontz that probation is a common sentence for possession of child pornography charges, but dissemination charges often result in prison time. He said this recommendation was one of compassion. You're lucky this isn't federal court, Flannery told Pontz, and I'm sure Attorney Goldsmith can vouch for that as well. It shouldn't matter what kind of court he's in. The fact that he got found guilty pretty much everything and they're treating it as if he was found not guilty is a problem. The conditions for Pontz's probation include completing sex offender therapy, having no unsupervised interaction with children under 18 besides his own children or those he legally adopted, not working or volunteering with any organization for which such interaction could be reasonably expected, and registering as a sex offender. Urinuck read to Flannery a statement of facts backing up the state's case against Pontz. Police summoned Pontz to court in March 2021 following a National Center for Missing and Exploited Children cyber tip resulting from an alert from the parent company of Yahoo. Urinuck said Pontz used online accounts and occasionally pretended to be an 18-year-old female named Carol to receive, view, and disseminate sexual images of children ranging in age from 1 to approximately 16. First of all, how many young girls do you know this day and age, especially if they're 18, by the name of Carol? That should have been a red flag right there. An investigation yielded files from 2016 to 2020. Goldsmith told Flannery that though there is no excuse for Pontz's action, his client's medical issues resulted in isolation and loneliness. let me continue. He made some very poor choices. Goldsmith said it got out of control. Y'all, if y'all want to see what on code looks like, you're listening to it right now. Goldsmith said Pontz agreed to plead guilty because he wants to take responsibility for his actions and be held accountable. This is not being held accountable. This is light work. He's not getting any prison time. How is that being held accountable for what he did, for what he possessed? He is very motivated to do that, he said. Goldsmith said Pontz has led an otherwise productive life, and he has been shunned by the community since these charges came to light. As he should. That's probably the most punishment he's going to get, is the fact that no one wants to be around him. Now he's done forced himself into even more loneliness. Maybe they should just send him to the North Sentinel Island since they don't want to send him to jail. That right there would be perfect. Uranick mentioned that she had no victim impact statements to submit because there are no known local victims of Pontz's crimes, which means these are just pictures of random kids who are not from the area. And I wouldn't be surprised if he strategically did that so there would be no witnesses. Before court adjourned, Flannery stated that while none of the victims lived in the area, these were not victimless crimes. The judge said Pontz's actions helped create demand for child pornography and thus victimization. I don't know why, because y'all practically letting this man get off for what he did. I mean, what's the point of even trying to pursue anyone else if this is what you're going to do with him? But you can just look at this guy. Look, I always tell people sometimes you can just look at him and tell that they're weird. Like, this guy looks like a straight up perved out, freaked out weirdo. Even with the mask on, which looks like it's about to be gobbled up by his 600-pound life. But see, this all goes back to these judges. These judges allow these attorneys and these lawyers to present something like this and for their clients to practically get off. And the judges sign off on it and they let them get away with it. This guy had child pornography, a lot of it, in his possession. He had 6 felony counts, which they pretty much treated as if they were misdemeanors. The dissemination, which they said should have gotten him jail time, but it didn't. So this guy, they treated this as if this guy committed petty theft. Like he stole some candy. And to be honest, he shouldn't be even stealing that considering his size. But they said, oh, we feel bad for him. He's had a productive life up until this point. You know, think of his health. Like I said, he didn't think of his health when he was doing this. So why should they be even taking that into consideration right now? That's all I'm saying. But we know what it is. He has the complexion for protection. I'm saying it for y'all already because I already know y'all gonna say it in the comment section. But they treated Bill Cosby. Do I have to even complete the statement? Y'all pretty much get it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you are new. Make sure you go ahead and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video or go live.